What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Acre Hernandez, and this is the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. I'm thrilled to be joined by my two special co-hosts, Mike Andrews, another of the Niners, Wayne Breezie of Nitty Gritty Talk Niners. How you guys doing?
All is well, man. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but it's thunder and lightning over here. So if I zip out, I'll be right back. I promise I'll be right back. But, man, I'm excited and happy to be here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity, man. It feels good to be on your show. Great podcast. Love you guys. You know, we all family, and it's good to be here, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you both. I really appreciate you guys doing this. Matt cannot make it tonight, so I have the pleasure to be joined by these two gentlemen. And we got a really fun show planned for you guys. Right off the back, let's get into it. The state of the franchise. We weren't able to have an episode since that occurred until now. Obviously, one of the biggest takeaways was the red throwbacks. How do you guys feel about this? Are you excited? A lot of people wanted to see them. Some other people weren't really as thrilled. Mike, what do you think?
I like them, man. I think I like the whites a little bit more than the reds, but I can't keep the white ones clean. But the shadowing on them, the numbers a little closer together and stuff like that, it gives you that good old-fashioned feel. You know, my favorite jerseys were the Reebok ones where they were a little maroon kind of color, like the late 90s era. And this is kind of close to that. This is still more of a red color, like that scarlet, but it's getting a little bit closer because the Reeboks had the shadowing also with the gold trim on the outline of them. Those are my hands down favorite ones, but I get it. They weren't red and gold. They were maroon and gold. But these are right there, man. You got the 75-year patch on it and everything. I think it's only right that the team does it in a special way. You know, we're trying to relive those glory days and create our own history. What better way to do it than right there?
That's right. Wayne, what do you think? Do you like them or not like them?
I love them. You know, I'm a 94 guy, man. Like, whenever we talk about the old Niners, man, I always revert back to 1994. It was something special about that year. You know, season didn't start off that great, but it ended fantastic, right? And so these uniforms, which were not throwbacks in 94, they were like, you know, an alternate uniform, as you should say. And now they're become like these official throwbacks. I'm with Mike, though. I do like the white ones a little bit better just because they're clean. And then the white on the red pants or black, whatever it is, they white on white pants. That's like a super clean. But if they can go with the red, white pants, if they could somehow finagle some type of white in the helmet, oh man, talk about space cadets. They will look clean. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. I love it. I really love these jerseys. These are my favorite. And every time I say this, everybody says you're such a baby. But I was born in 94, so I never got to see them wear these. So
Dude,
now I'm like
a baby, bro.
Yeah, I know. But I'm hyped, man. These are always my favorites. I'm really excited to see it. And also at the state of the franchise, actually, I don't think it was announced at the state of the franchise, but shortly after, it was announced that they are basically toying with the idea of rocking these throwback helmets as well. Do you guys? Let me see if I can pull them up. Here we go. Do you guys rock with these? What do you think? A little too simple, Mike?
All right, so I'm different on this, man. I think the gold helmets look weird with the uniforms that they plan on wearing because there's nothing gold in them. I like the idea of the red helmet. Now the red is obviously going to match the color of the jersey, right? And then that stripe that's down the middle is silver, not gold. And I don't know if they throw a 49ers logo on the side of it or not. And I'm an oddball here because I think maybe I like the white ones. I think this goes well with the white. I think this even looks better with the red than the gold ones do. And I have not seen a lot of people high on this idea here, but I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
They look kind of just plain Jane. I do think if they take the silver streak out and put an all white streak in that joint with some black trimming around it, now your accent. I'm sorry, man. You got to coordinate, as my man Pops would say. You know what I'm saying? So now your accent in the uniform. I like the red helmets more if they wore the white jerseys, and then if they can create a white helmet for the red jerseys with the different accents, I think that'd be popping.
That's what's up, Wayne. We got to get our guy Croc to do this drip breakdown of all these different, combinations the Niners got going on.
Drip. Yes.
And then the other thing about the helmets is that they keep showing just this round one. because that's all they had back then. So they don't have all the accents and the divots and the ventilation holes and all that. So we got to just think of the color and the design. We can't look at just that regular, boring Cleveland Brown looking helmet that's up there. That's not what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it'll look better than what people think.
I agree. And they'll be made by Nike too. Nike makes all the helmets now. So
that's a good point. Also, state of the franchise, just a quick recap. The big guys, Patrick Willis, John Taylor, inducted in the 49ers Hall of Fame. Finally happened. Wayne, let's switch it up. What do you think about this? How hyped are you?
I'm going to start with John Taylor, man. Finally, this guy gets some daggone respect. RESPEK. Respect. You're going to put it on his name. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of people don't, really appreciate what he brought to the 49ers, man. And I'm not saying Jerry Rice wouldn't be Jerry Rice. That is not what I'm saying. Lately, people be taking what I'm saying at face value, and I just think they're dumber than what they are, right? And so I want people to listen. John Taylor was the perfect complement to Jerry Rice and vice versa, because I think that they helped each other do what they needed to do. John Taylor played for a little while here at San Francisco, and I'm glad he's getting honored. But my man, Patrick Willis, all-pro, 7 years, bad feet into his career, man. I'm hoping he makes it into the Hall of Fame, but well-deserved into the 49ers Ring of Fire. Patrick Willis is probably the fans' favorite linebacker as a 49er. I think that's who they resonate him as being the best linebacker to ever do it in the red and gold.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, man. Back to your John Taylor point, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's wide receiver 1 on 28 other teams. Just happened to be here with Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? That man deserves his just. He deserves his due. And Patrick Willis, the legend, the best linebacker to ever play the game. I said it, and I'll say it. I know who Mike Singletary is and all that. I know who Ray Lewis is and all that. You give me prime for prime and who had the longer prime, and it was Patrick Willis for all 7-8 years that he played. Give me Patrick Willis, man, all day, every day.
That's what's up. I love it. When I think of John Taylor and Jerry Rice, and this is a really bad comparison, but the modern comparison in my mind goes to, and again, it's bad, but what Roddy White was to Julio. Roddy White was a phenomenal wide receiver, definitely not on John Taylor's caliber, but he's completely forgotten because Julio came in and just did his thing. Roddy was a solid receiver. Like Mike has said, he would be a number 1 on plenty of teams, and he doesn't get the respect he deserves just because Julio came in and completely tore it up. Now, don't get me twisted. He's no John Taylor, but similar scenario there with the two great receivers that one overshadows the other, unfortunately, and people seem to forget because the more talented one.
That was a beautiful scenario. That's what happens when you're born in 94. Like, you pay attention to the newer guy. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Roddy White was a number 1 wide receiver on 28 other teams until he was the number 1 for Atlanta until they drafted Julio. And then Julio kind of just took the stuff by storm, and Roddy White had to kind of like find his place or whatnot. But that was beautiful. I actually like that one.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, moving off the state of the franchise. Trey Lance has been showering Jimmy Garoppolo with just praise, nonstop praise. There was an article from the Yard Barker from Zach Wasink. I apologize if I mispronounced that. He was quoted as saying Jimmy Garoppolo is, quote, one of the best people I've been around. Now, Mike, I'm 27. I've been around some phenomenal people. It's going to be a little tough for me to go into somebody for 3 months and immediately call him one of the best people I've ever been around. How much of this is a little bit hyperbolic and how much of this is paying praise?
This is all the PC, give me the right answer type thing. Listen. You ever been hired to take somebody else's job before? Do you know how awkward it is to be in the room with that person? And if you've never done it, then God bless you, because it's a terrible feeling. It is a terrible feeling looking at another person, knowing that you're there to take their job, because now you don't know what their future holds. You start to feel guilty. Now, I understand this is sports and these guys are young. They have bright futures ahead of them. Jimmy Garoppolo is not the greatest person in the world. He's not the greatest person he's ever met or any of those kind of things. Jimmy's being cordial because even if Jimmy's not, what is Trey going to say?
Mm-hmm.
That's been my point. He's not going to say, man, this guy won't say shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys curse on you. This guy won't say anything to me. He's treating me like Brett Favre was treating Aaron Rodgers. He can't come in here and say any of that. He can't do it. So, it's like, oh, yeah, Jimmy's great. I love him.
Mike, you're funny, dude, man. Like, we can't curse on your show. You could come and curse on everybody else's shows. You know what I'm saying? Mike will never let it slip up on nothing but Niners. But no, listen. I just think it's a lot of it's probably a bunch of stuff that he has to say. Mike, to answer your question though, it all depends on how confident you are, dog. Like some people were just uber confident when they walk in the room. Hey, okay, for example, here's a confident situation in sports. You ready? You're not gonna like it, but I'm gonna give it to you raw. Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, extra confident. Told Jerry he was taking his spot.
Okay, so who is who in that situation? Because neither one of them was.
But what I'm saying is it depends on how confident you are. So Terrell Owens would be the Trey Lance. Jerry Rice would be the veteran. I'm looking at more as a veteran type of player, not as far as status, because Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not comparing him. Go ahead.
So you think that means that Jimmy's being nice to the cocky young guy coming in to take this job?
But Lance is not being cocky. He's being the opposite. I'm just saying some people will be cocky depending on their personality. Like Terrell Owens had a cocky attitude, point blank, period. And Jerry was still, as from what we know, he was nice to him because we didn't have social media. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Snapchat, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know, man. I just think it's the things you have to say right now, because Trey Lance already know what the future is in store for him.
So just to expand on this quote, Jackson Roberts of Fargo television station KVRR, per Lance, yeah, it's been awesome. He said of working out with Garoppolo this summer. He's a great guy. I mean, one of the best people I've been around, and I've been fortunate to be around some, I think, really, really great people, guys that are going to play today and guys still in the locker room right now. Jimmy is just like it, and that organization is the same way. So I feel very blessed and fortunate to be where I am and be able to be part of something like this. I've heard from other guys' experience and how we handled OTAs and things like that. Our coaching staff and everyone that runs the organization does it at a really high level. So I agree with Mike. I think he's paying homage a little bit, and I think he's trying to keep things civil because he knows what he's there to do. Let's not get this, cloudy at all. He knows he's here to take Jimmy's job. Jimmy knows Trey's here to take his job, and may the best man win for sure. But I'd much rather see it this way than to Jimmy pull a Tom Brady and lock him out of the training facilities and ice him out of the train or whatever Tom was doing, whatever petty stuff. I guess it's better to do it this way. But comment here from Steve. Trey is a PR's dream. He knows how to say all the right things. Wayne, how much of that played into Kyle and John's decision to draft him? The fact that he could say all the right things.
I mean, having a person that knows how to speak in front of the camera, like John Lynch, he's a guy that kind of like says the right things. Like, who's more weird on the microphone, John or Kyle? And I think Kyle's more of the weird one, and you're going to kind of get it a little bit more raw. Whereas John has some training, man. John was on television, right? So he kind of knows what to say. Well, John and Kyle, they found a guy that can kind of get in there and do kind of some of the same things. Trey, he's just a smart young man, man. He must have took communications 101, 102, 108, 110. Like, he must have just taken all the classes and just said, hey, I know how to speak. And he's really good at it. And I think Melissa pointed out something. He's just being diplomatic. He's not stroking the ego of a Jimmy Garoppolo because he's going to show Jimmy what he can do. And Jimmy has to love the competition, man. I think this is a good situation for both guys and us fans.
I agree. And I think you said it best. And you kind of reminded me of what Kyle said. They want a CEO. Trey speaks like a CEO. He really is well-spoken. He takes care of himself. He looks good. He dresses good. And I think that it factored in pretty heavily to why they selected him, because it's not just all on the field talent. All three of us know that there are way more factors that play into it. So hopefully it works out for the 49ers. Obviously, we're all hoping that's the case. Moving on, though, this I found hilarious. So it was reported Well, let me back up. Previously, Kyle Shanahan had said that the 49ers had voluntarily gave up their last week of OTAs due to injuries. That was kind of the quote that was going around. Oh, Shanahan's trying to be careful. And he's, doesn't want to get any more players. And then the fine came for the OTAs, the clip of Diamador Lenore playing bump and run press coverage. That was way too physical than what the NFL allows at this stage of OTAs. So the 49ers were fined. Kyle Shanahan was fined. I think it was like $150,000 and $50,000 individually. And then they were docked a week of OTAs. So everybody was like, well, that's kind of weird. They voluntarily gave up a week and they were docked a week. And I saw our guy, Grant Cohn, and his pops, Lowell Cohn, were going off. I don't know if you saw him. Within a minute, I'm subscribed to Grant Cohn's channel. He went off. He went on YouTube Live, and he was going off on Kyle Shanahan for this. Well, it came out, they didn't actually give up that. I mean, I guess they did because Adam Schefter had to correct himself and saying they weren't fined a week because they gave up the week already. Was Kyle Shanahan purposely misleading the media by getting ahead of the storm and saying we're giving up this week voluntarily, knowing the NFL, as soon as they saw what was going to happen, was going to take it away anyway? Mike, what do you think?
No. I think Kyle said exactly what he thought and what he meant, how he felt. And I think that the penalties would have come down whether he knew about them or not. And he did what he wanted to do for his team. We've seen it happen year in and year out. We've seen them have the family barbecues and all the events over there at the stadium and all that. Why would it be any different this time? But I got to throw some shots at Grant. I have to throw some shots at Grant. Like you said, he killed him. He went on talking about integrity and what this means to the locker room, and he's a liar, and you can't trust this guy. I mean, there was you ever see the Warner Brother cartoons where Wile E. Coyote packs the entire tunnel full of TNT and he hits that fuse? This was that big, right? And then when Grant pressed down on the fuse, because he had all the ammo in there, it didn't blow up the way he wanted. It didn't blow up the way he wanted. Adam Schefter came in and said, actually, you know what? My bad. Technically, he didn't lose the week. He did it himself. So my bad. And you know what Grant's apology was? Did you guys see it?
Yeah,
it was about 2 seconds worth of an apology. Do we owe him an apology? All right, fine. Sorry, let's move on. Right. Literally, that was it. Right. No, Grant. It takes a man to say, hey, I was wrong. I fouled up. You attacked that man's integrity. You attacked his organization, the locker room. You were talking about how other players should look at him different and all that stuff. If you have that kind of brass, you should have that kind of apology. Hey, we do it on our shows when we're wrong. We eat crow and say, hey, I was going in on this guy. My bad. I was wrong. Grant owes that to Kyle and the organization.
I think a little bit differently though, Mike. I think Kyle Shanahan is a mastermind, yo. I just think he's a lot smarter than a lot of other people. I think he had some kind of inside look, man. You about to get hit with a fine, dog. You're probably going to get hit with a penalty too. Why don't you go ahead and just shut the stuff down? If y'all want to call him a liar, whatever, who cares? All I'm saying is I think Kyle got ahead of the game. He shut the camp down. He shut the OTAs down, excuse me. And he's eating that week now. And guess what? He has OTAs for 2022. I think he's just that smart and that ahead of the game. And that does not mean that what he said, hey, we want to we've seen all we've seen. Our players need to get some extra. That doesn't mean that's a lie. That's 100% the truth. That's why I agree with you on that part. But you know how Kyle is, man.
For sure. And all can be true. And it all probably is true, right? Kyle probably did get the head nod that, hey, so-and-so is coming down if you decide to stay. And you know what? Instead of it coming, see, this is the thing with Schefter's retraction. It was the NFL didn't have to suspend their practices. So technically, it never happened. Now, maybe they were going to had Kyle not done it. So both can be true. But it was the loudmouth, derogatory, just all the negative energy thrown at them immediately.
Oh, yeah, I'm 100%.
That's what I'm attacking. It's not Kyle probably heard ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle got out of Dodge early. Yeah, both can absolutely be true. We knew that Trey Lance finished the install early. He was ahead of schedule. People were so all of a sudden we're supposed to think that Kyle, is a liar and he doesn't have control of the locker room. And all. Come on, man. Miss me with that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like you said, the apology could have been a little bit more, could have been a lot more sincere. It really wasn't an apology. It was just another show. Everybody clicked on it, they watched it, and they talked about the situation. And then, like you said, it was 0.2 seconds of I guess we're sorry. You know, like one of those things.
I agree. I think Kyle got the heads up. When your pops is Mike Shanahan, he's so connected in the NFL. I mean, he grew up practically in the NFL. There's no way he didn't get that heads up. And he just said, hey, I'll get ahead of it. I'll get in front of this shitstorm and I'll calm it down. And yeah, Grant, there's a comment here from Hung Fat. He couldn't wait to go off on Kyle. It seemed like it was personal for him. Grant, I've noticed, loves taking credit for when things go right. And as soon as they go wrong, it's like, you should have listened to me. Wipes his hand of the whole situation. I love Grant. I respect the hustle. Don't get me wrong. That's my guy. But I agree, Mike. He should have owned up to it and been wrong because it was a small apology. When you asked if I saw the apology, I said no. And then you're like, it was like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, I did see it. I thought there was an actual apology that came out. But yeah,
it wasn't. I guess we should apologize. Sorry.
Right. That's what.
What?
Yeah.
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 So, fellas, unfortunately, we have some sad news to report. That is former 49ers general manager Terry Donahue passed away earlier this week. He was the 49ers GM from 2001, 2005. Just want to take a quick second to say, may he rest in peace. And God bless you. God bless your family. We don't have to get into that much. I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Sure. Absolutely. Rest in peace and prayers and condolences to his family.
Yes, sir. Moving on, the Patriots, at least a beat reporter, Mike Rice, seems to believe the 49ers did the Patriots a really big favor by not drafting Mac Jones. I don't know if you guys saw the story where he says that the Patriots will be sending a big thank you card to the 49ers, for not drafting Mac Jones at 3 number all. I thought that's a little bit much to say. Mike, what do you think of this story?
You keep your thank you card. We didn't want him. You should be thanking the other 12 teams that passed, or 14. However, where did the Patriots pick? 15? Somewhere
15.
around there. All those teams passed up on. Nobody wanted him. We were never interested in Mac Jones. You don't owe us a thanks at all. If anything, you want to throw us something, give us never mind. I won't touch on that. Never mind. We'll come back to that later, I guess. But no, we don't need the thank you card.
Yeah, Bill Belichick ain't giving us anything, Mike. We're gonna have to find a way to rob him. But look, I'm with Mike on this one. Like, they don't owe us nothing. And last time I guess he's progressed in practice, because last time I checked, Cam Newton was doing his thing and he was struggling. So this is, I guess, good for him, yo. Good for the Patriots. Hopefully we'll see y'all in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit much so early on. And yeah, Wayne, I agree. Last I saw, he was struggling, but the quote here basically says that he's been catching on. He has a swag to him that I didn't know he had at first. KB, of all people, said he's out there confident, and that is what you need in a quarterback. Good energy, awesome guy.
Jack. He was co-signed by the swagalicious KB. I get it now. It makes sense now. He was co-signed. I got you.
Yeah.
Look at the wording. Look at the last sentence here. Good energy, awesome guy. Wayne, we've seen KB dance. We've seen his live. Can you imagine KB saying "awesome guy"?
No,
come on, bro.
Never.
Exactly. So this is more of that Trey Lance to Jimmy Garoppolo. This is KB to his potential quarterback. He's an awesome guy. He's swell. Like, get out of here. Okay, I see what's happening here. Okay, I get it. I get it.
This reminds me of like saying something's just fine. It's like the bare minimum you could say. And of course, leave it to ESPN to turn that into a headline like the Patriots will send a thank you card. It's a bit much, but
I don't buy that crock of stuff.
Yeah, me either. I don't think anybody really thought the 49ers are going to take him, aside from a few random big reporters. I don't really understand why that was the narrative.
All the big reporters thought it.
Yeah, true.
Call them out. Like, if they worked for us, they would know we know what we were going to go get. Like them big reporters all knew, oh, Mac Jones, Mac Jones. Yeah,
Yep. So Melissa brought this up, and we can get into this since we're talking about the Patriots. Their disgruntled wide receiver, N'Keal Harry, that has not worked out at all in New England, has reportedly requested a trade. Wayne, you rolling the dice on him or no?
Hell yeah. 49ers, I don't know why people think we're okay. We are just okay at the wide receiver position. Let's go back this. We talked about this on Nothing But Niners and on Nitty Gritty Niners, but it's Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, and then a bunch of possibilities, right? And even you can probably say Deebo might be a possibility depending on his injury history. And Brandon Ayuk suffers from hamstring injuries. Not saying that he has that issue right now. I'm just saying the 49ers don't have a solid group of wide receivers. They have a bunch of guys that can possibly play. Jalen Hurd may be back, but I'm rolling the dice on this, man. If you can get N'Keal Harry for a 6th-round pick or whatnot, or like I posted a tweet earlier, I'll ask you guys just in case you didn't check the Twitter, would you trade Jalen Hurd for N'Keal Harry?
Mike, go ahead.
No, I wouldn't. I like Harry, and I think the reason the Niners didn't draft a wide receiver this year is because of guys like Hurd coming back from injury. And I'm not saying I don't want Harry, I do, but specifically trading Hurd. Hurd is, I believe, the tallest receiver on this team at 6'4". He's going to present that red zone threat. You guys got to remember that we have to replace our red zone threat, who was Kendrick Bourne. Now, it doesn't obviously have to be someone with that kind of size, but I believe that's what we saw glimpses of it in the preseason. That's where they really got busy with Hurd. I think Kyle wants to use that. I wouldn't trade Hurd for him, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't move some other kind of capital to get him here to see what he could do.
Fair enough. I'm totally with you. I wouldn't trade Hurd for him, but if the price is right, I think they definitely should. Brandon Ayuk was with Harry at Arizona State. There's some chemistry there. Make of that what you will. Sometimes receivers don't just pan out, but I'm worried this could also be like an AJ Jenkins was it Jonathan Baldwin? Who do they swap with the Chiefs for AJ Jenkins?
Yeah, it was Baldwin.
Yeah.
Baldwin, yeah. And you know what's crazy about this whole N'Keal Harry thing is that, I mean, he's got 86 targets in 2 seasons, right? Is that how? But he was also injured.
Right.
And the Patriots were desperate for wide receivers. If you didn't make it there, there's 2 sides to this coin. Was he misutilized, or was he that bad that he just couldn't hack it?
Well, all the receivers were that bad. So, well, not that bad. I mean, I just don't think the Patriots had the right setup for a guy like him, for his skill sets. You have to go back. I don't know why they drafted him, but I mean, I guess they thought Tom was going to be able to throw the ball all the way down the field his rookie season, and then Tom proved that he couldn't get the ball down the field. Oh, the Patriots offensive line, remember that their offensive lineman got injured, their left tackle. And so it just changed up then. I just don't think he ever got started. I would love to see this kid in the Kyle Shanahan offense. That's where I'm going with it. I don't know how they'll make it happen. They don't have much draft capital to give up. So you might have to trade a player or two to get a guy like this. So who knows?
86 targets in 2 years, you should be able to get him for a 5th or a 6th, like you said at the beginning of it.
Yeah, 5th or
because
6th.
he's not part of the offensive plan. If that's the targets, that's not receptions. That's how many times you've looked this young man's way, and he was pick number 32. Now the Patriots' 1st-round picks are really like 2nd-round picks, right? It was pick 32, following the Super Bowl year. But come on, man. What is he going to bring to the table that's worth giving up too much, right? He's 6'2". He runs a 4.53. We have that all over the roster already.
Yeah, but he's a big body guy. He's a high jump target guy. He's a guy who could get down the field, and get those big passes. I'm not sure what he is in the red zone, but he's a big body wide receiver, sort of like your Kevin White or whatever it is we got on this team, your Jalen Hurd or whatever. But my thing is, I just don't think he was utilized right in New England. And so you got to think about his rookie year. Edelman goes down. He becomes the number 1. Your rookie's the number. They're just going to, come on, man. So it just didn't fare for him. I don't think in New England, man. I just don't think it did. I think he just needs a fresh start. It's funny how we're opt to giving certain guys fresh starts. We say, oh, they just need to go to a new system, but they won't take a guy from New England. Or maybe because they just feel like Jimmy Garoppolo didn't work or hasn't worked, and they don't want any more New England Patriots. That's probably what it is.
He said Kevin White. I just got to say, he said Kevin White. That's like a Mike staple right there.
Who's never panned out on any team, except for he's still with the 49ers.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So it looks like we're all in agreement. Yes, for the reasonable price. No for Hurd. Wayne, what was your answer? I don't know if I got your answer for Hurd.
Oh yeah, I was a hell yeah at the very beginning. Hey, y'all hit that like button, man. What y'all struggling for? It's just a thumbs up.
Hit it. Listen to Wayne. All right, we're gonna move on here. One of these, gosh, there's a lot of comments here. Sorry, guys. One of the videos that kind of made the rounds this weekend, I'm sure you guys saw it, was for Kyle Shanahan just completely slinging the ball, and he was with none other than Joe Staley. I'm gonna pull up the tweet here and get your guys' thoughts on it. It looks like Coach might even be able to push Jimmy for starting reps. Who knows? But I'm gonna pull it up right here. Here it is.
You know, the best thing about this was being able to tell. Look right now before you even hit play. What's at the very bottom of the screen, right in the middle? The red Solo Cup. These guys were having a blast out there, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh, Kyle was lit, bro.
Yes.
And then the best part of this whole thing was the conversation after he did it. Like you got to listen to it.
Here, let me make sure the audio is being shared.
All right, I'll shut up.
Let me see. Oh, my bad. Share audio. Hopefully this works. Last time you couldn't hear the audio for some reason, so let me know if you guys can't hear it.
You're gonna hit a kid.
Let's go.
That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part.
Could you guys hear it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was
my favorite part, man.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Obviously, Joe Staley, Kyle Shanahan still rocking together. Mike, what does that tell you about him as a coach, and not only as a coach, but as a person? You know, these guys clearly vibe with him, and Joe Staley has no obligation to still be around him, yet he is. What do you get out of that?
Tells me Kyle's locker room is not in trouble, Grant. Sorry I came back to that, but yeah, that tells me that things are fine with Kyle and how he is as a coach and how he gets along with his players, and you know these guys respect him. You know what I'm saying? Staley has what, 3 years with Kyle? He has no loyalties to this guy. He was with Harbaugh longer than he was with Kyle, and here he is hanging out with this guy in the offseason, drunk, throwing balls off the roof of someone's house. Like, how much? Come on, Wayne, don't do that. Don't do that, Breezie. I'm just saying, how much more real does it get? Like, this is the kind of mischief you get into, like when your wife says, "Hey, I'll be back, and I'm taking the kids with me for a few hours. We'll be right back." Guys crack open a couple of brews, start throwing a pigskin around. Next thing you know, hey, I bet you I can throw it in that basket right there.
Those weren't brews, those were red Solo Cups.
Oh yeah, exactly. But that's my point. So you start throwing them back, and then it turns into that Michael Jordan and Larry Bird commercial.
The McDonald's commercial.
Yes, off the wall,
the rim,
off the kid's head,
nothing but net.
Let's go.
Hey, did you notice that he threw it into a brick pizza oven too? Brick by brick. Did y'all get that correlation? Oh, just making sure. Just want to know if y'all peeped that.
You know, it's funny. I actually couldn't see what he threw it into. I watched it like 3 or 4 times, but I couldn't catch it. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So I actually had to watch it. If you look at the video, as soon as they pan over, okay, there is the tree branches are there, and right under it's a brown. You see like the arch. It's a brick oven, and the only reason I saw it is because I heard the sound when I first heard it. I thought he threw into a basketball net. It sounded like a net, right? But then you can see the ball roll back out of it after it went inside of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you have to like watch it 100 times, but it's right in the middle of the picture, right underneath the leaves, and you can see the ball roll out.
Steve said Zach too young for those McDonald commercials. He don't remember the Larry Bird, Michael Jordan joints, man. Oh,
It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't.
yo, just YouTube them, bro. So as soon as we finished, they were like they had like 5 of them joints, and them joints was all great.
I don't doubt it. All right, gosh, some of these comments are hilarious.
But I like the fact that Kyle still like has fun as a human being, as a young man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's out there living his best life because you all know. I don't act like y'all don't remember when Kyle Shanahan. Do you have a picture, Zach, of Kyle Shanahan when he took the job? Kyle Shanahan got gray hair like me. Like the moment he signed as a 49er, all gray. We're the same age. We're 40. He might be 41. But my point is, he came in nice and clean, all brown, red, whatever color hair it was. The moment he took that job, after season 1, all gray. And so he's out there enjoying himself because I don't know if y'all know, but Kyle be working them players in practice, man. So the fellas better enjoy their time off because when training camp starts, it's on.
Look at the baby face assassin here. Look at this guy. Oh my God.
Do it then and now. Go back to that. I'm telling you.
Man.
Age
That's
miraculously.
crazy.
It only happens to 49er coaches too.
This dude is stressed right here. Let me show you this one.
I'm trying to tell you.
Look at this comparison.
It's just like the president's cinnamon kiss. Just like the president's. Yeah,
Look
man.
at that man is stressed.
Yeah, man. They don't sleep. They don't, they're living at the facility. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like y'all don't remember watching that old NFL football film when Bill Belichick and they all were staying in like some hotel room and Mike Mangini and Eric Mangini and all them guys, like it was like 30 coaches in one hotel room. Like it's probably different now, but it's rough. Kyle's 42. Thanks, Cali. I was close. My bad.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he got aged real quick, and it's the stress, it's the pressure. Man, oh my God, this comment: Mike versus Grant. Let's go, celebrity boxing match. That's hilarious.
I would not box Grant. I don't want to hurt Grant at all. I have a lot of respect for Grant Cohn and his hustle. I really do. So I don't want it to get misconstrued. I'm just talking about that one topic. He went hard on it, and I thought the apology was lackluster.
Yep. No, I agree.
Now,
but it's all
if you
respect.
want to do a celebrity boxing match for a charity or something like that, if we can go to a good cause, that's fine with me. We could do the Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul or Logan Paul rules. No head punches and no knockout.
No winner.
Yeah, no winner, no scorecard, stuff like that, no knockdown. So if we do that and let it go to charity, I'm with it, man. I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Kyle Grade, like the president. Yeah, when he said that, it's crazy. They just get within like a year, you could just totally tell. But let's see. All right, back to our outline. So I've seen this on Twitter. Wayne, I'll get your opinions first. Some comparisons are already being made, even though a snap hasn't been taken, between Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance with Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Why or why not are these comparisons valid?
I don't see. Maybe they mean as far as situation. So if I don't know if this is what they mean, but as I'm listening to you say this, I'm thinking it's coming down to situation. And here's what I mean. And I kind of said this to somebody, I think tonight. I kind of said something like this. And it's you got to look at the Alex Smith situation, and he gets hurt, and it's unfortunate. I mean, and the same thing happened with Joe Montana. It's kind of like what the 49ers way is. If you're the guy, you get injured, and the guy that takes your spot steps up, well, we're going to be moving you. Like, it's just kind of like what it is. They moved Alex Smith. They moved Joe Montana. Colin Kaepernick, in a way, kind of just got let go to free agency. And if Jimmy Garoppolo he's playing on a wing and a prayer right now because there's a guy that's ready to step up and take his spot. And so he has to kind of find a way to stay healthy, find a way to win, find a way to be competitive. Jimmy has all the pressure on his shoulder, and we're going to find out if he can handle it. And that's so if they're drawing the comparisons in that sense, whereas quarterback starts, kind of gets injured, has to be replaced, he's not going to be the quarterback anymore, then yes. As far as their gameplay, there's like no comparisons yet. I mean, we don't really know what Trey Lance is going to be as an NFL quarterback at this point. We do know what he's capable of and what he can probably do, but we know what Jimmy Garoppolo is. I don't even know if we ever got him in his prime, but a lot of people says he's just a great game manager, and so you're not going to get an elite level play out of Jimmy Garoppolo. Colin Kaepernick, he had some spaz to him, right? He could win some games. He could win big games. He could beat you in the air. He could beat you on his feet. Steve Young, we all know he's a legend, and Joe Montana's a legend. So you could kind of draw your parallels if they mean it in that sense. I hope I didn't go too much off tangent.
No, you're good. I like it. I wanted, however you took it, I wanted your opinion. Mike, same question. Are the comparisons valid at all? However you interpret this question.
Yeah, I understand where the comparisons come from. You're going from a traditional pocket quarterback to a guy with more athleticism, a bigger arm, not afraid to take the deep shot, right? We were killing Alex Smith here for his whole tenure for being captain checkdown. Running backs led the league in receptions while Alex Smith was a quarterback. It's like, God, just throw the ball downfield, please. Please. Frank Gore is so great because of Alex Smith. We were loving Alex. We were loving what Frank Gore could do with Alex Smith, right? And then you put in Colin Kaepernick and his first game, Monday Night Football against the Bears. Jay Cutler gets injured the week before. Alex Smith gets injured the week before. And here comes Colin Kaepernick, and he is slinging the rock around the field. Vernon Davis goes up to the podium at the presser and says something he never said about
quarterback.
Colin is the man. He never said amen.
He said he took the chains.
He said the man.
Took the chains off the offense. That's what he said.
Yes. And that's what we're hoping to see here from a Jimmy Garoppolo-led offense to a Trey Lance off. That's the transition that we want to see. But I would compare it, again, I've said it on our show a couple of times. I know Wayne probably tired of hearing me say it, but I would compare it more to Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes because I think that both of these young men are let me play in the pocket as long as I can, look for plays down the field, and then use my legs. Where I feel like, I could be wrong, I know that the jury's still out, or there's differing opinions on Colin Kaepernick, but I felt like he was a 1-read, 2-read tops type of player, and then ready to go. Where I think Lance is going to be a little bit different, and even if you compare their passing percentages, Lance in college is a 66% completion percentage. That's exactly where Patrick Mahomes is in his professional career. So I think you're going to see more of a style like that with Lance. I think it's going to be a transition from Alex to Patrick Mahomes.
I like that. And a lot of people think that Lance is a 1-read, boom, take off and run. That's not his style at all. He's actually looking for all of his options. And then if the play breaks down, we're lucky to have a guy like that. And see, that's why I have the issue with Jimmy Garoppolo, because since he's no longer 2017 Jimmy, because it's 2021 Jimmy, right? He's no longer in that mentality. He's not looking to take off anymore if he can't get through his progressions. And so that's where defenses find a way to say, you know what, we can zero in on this guy because he's not going to take off and run. They took that away. And so that's why Jimmy, to me, is more of a liability. But I still think Jimmy's going to be able to win this team some games until he's not.
Mike, you got a super chat here from Tommy Huxley. Jimmy G is Mike's hero.
Sure. All right. I mean, look, I tell you what, Jimmy did do something good for me. I remember at the beginning of the 2017 season, I made a bet that the Niners would be in the Super Bowl for the 2019 season. So I'm sorry, 2018 was when he got injured in the third game. And I said, next year we'll be in the Super Bowl. And the guy shook my hand, bet. I won. I got some excellent cigars and some cash out of it. So, yeah, Jimmy is my hero. Thanks for the excellent smokes, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
That's what's up. Hey, I have a Jimmy Garoppolo jersey hanging in my closet right behind me. I was sold on the guy. I thought for sure. Granted, those 5 games, that's like seeing somebody that's been in the Sahara Desert for 6 months with no water, and you toss them a gallon of ice cold filtered water. Those 5 games that we first saw from Jimmy G, that was like amazing from a 49ers quarterback. So I don't know. It didn't take much to get me, and I know a lot of other 49ers fans sold, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
So guys, we're going to start wrapping things up here, but I wanted to ask you two quick questions. Mike, you can go first. Where would you rank the 49ers in the NFC West and then in the entire NFC?
Yeah.
You're going to get me in trouble here. Right now, I would have to say that the Niners are second or third in the NFC West. This is without me seeing anything. I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. It's really hard for me to say anything definitively. I think if Jimmy is the guy, and I expect him to be the guy at the start of the season, he can hold it down for a little bit until Lance is ready. But we got to get Lance out there. I see Jimmy as the type of guy. We talked about this on the show the other night, where if they both started 16 games, their trajectories would be different. I think Jimmy's trajectory would start here and Lance's would be down here, and they would eventually cross paths. I think Jimmy will get worse as the season were to go on, and I think Lance would gradually get better. Because, as Wayne was just saying, teams started to hone in on what Jimmy was able to do, and the defenses weren't afraid of him anymore. That's not sustainable. And so it's just going to be hard to really put us somewhere. I'm going to put us, so that people don't kill me, I'm going to put us second in the NFC West, and I'll say 13th in the NFC right now.
All right.
All right. So I don't mind getting killed because people don't mind killing Breezie. So I think we're fourth. I think we finished in fourth, and I think we're still in fourth until we're not in fourth in the NFC West. I think it's Seattle. They're still going to be number one. I think the Rams are number two. I think the Cardinals are a close number three, and then the 49ers are fourth. It is what it is. As far as in the whole NFC, I like where Mike was at 13 or 14, probably, in the NFC. I will say that the NFC West are probably 13 or 14. That feels kind of low. I feel like the NFC West teams are better than like the whole NFC East, so we can scrap that out.
Oh, wait, I misspoke. I said 13 to 14, meaning like the NFL, not the NFC. I'm so sorry.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
No, I misspoke. He said in the NFC, and there's only 16 teams in the NFC.
NFC,
I would probably have us like around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I misspoke.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's where I kind of have it, because the NFC West is by far the toughest division. Then you got to factor in the Packers. You got to factor in, I don't know where the Saints are going to be. The Panthers, that's that South division is looking kind of weird. But the NFC West is going to be tight, and so I think the 49ers are like 8 or 9. So being fourth in the West isn't bad, especially when you're 8 or 9 in the whole division, whole conference.
All right, I like it. I really do think that the 49ers, I don't know, I think I'm a little more optimistic than both of you guys. I think they have arguably one of the best rosters in the division, and that's with Jimmy. I think Trey only takes that above and beyond, but even just with Jimmy under center, I do think that they have a nice chance of being number one in the West. As far as the entire NFC, that gets a little more convoluted because you got to take things into consideration, like where the Bears going to be this year. They were already a playoff team with Mitch Trubisky, and I don't know, was it Nick Foles who they had under center? They were going back and forth with. Now they get a guy like Justin Fields, who I was really high on. I wanted coming out of Ohio State this season. So how much better did they get? I'm going to go 49ers second best in the NFC behind the Rams, who I think is crazy because the 49ers swept them. But going on a purely talent-based roster, I'll go Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. I still think the Cardinals are the team to prove themselves. And I think in the NFC, I'm going to go sixth. And that's without listing the teams. That's just off the top of my head, sixth.
Who's the best quarterback in the NFC West? Let me ask you that.
Russell Wilson.
And read the rest of them.
Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Jimmy G. Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, Kyler, Jimmy G.
And that's why we're fourth.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say this, though, and I know this is going to sound like a cheap-ass cop-out. Alex Mack is going to be the difference maker. I agree. The entire dynamic of that offense.
I agree.
Communication, calling out the defenses so Jimmy don't have to check out and stuff, because he had the timid centers over there last year. I'm sitting here convincing myself that we're better than what I said we were. So,
but here's the thing. We're talking about where we are now.
right.
And so we have no idea what it's going to transpire to when the season starts, what's going to happen in training camp. Guys, God forbid. Oh, I just knocked my light out. God forbid something happens. Next thing you know, we go from first to worst just like that. So I'm just talking about as far as like where we are now. Like our offense isn't ranked high because they haven't seen what the offense can do. They are projected to run the ball better this year. They are projected to be better in pass protection this year. They are projected to do those things. I just think that we're still fourth because slightly the Cardinals are ahead of us. They have a franchise quarterback. They have an offense. They have weapons. They have things like that. And they had a better record than we did last year. The Rams, same difference. And the Seahawks, same difference. So that's why I have us at fourth. It's not a bad thing. That means we can work to being number one, which is what I think we do better as opposed to starting high off and trying to keep it. I think we do better when we're trying to get to that goal.
That's fair.
What's crazy is my last thing on this. What's crazy is you have Eric Hodges, his record prediction up here, and I think I had us at 13 wins.
I got us at 13 wins.
So here I am saying, "Oh, we're probably second or third in the NFC
but
West."
that doesn't. But that just means that other teams are going to be worse, bro. Yeah, that's all that means. Like that's all that means. So that does not mean that the 49ers can't still win 14 games or 13 games. They can and still be the fourth best team in the NFC West. It's possible. I'm telling you, the NFC West is going to run the NFC. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. All I know is I'm here for a Justin Fields against Trey Lance playoff game. However that shapes up, that would be extremely entertaining football.
I'm hoping that's a Halloween game.
Yeah, I see it coming here. Melissa, Zach, please shout out Mariah and her family. They need prayers and love. Shout out to Mariah. Hope everything is well with you. Definitely prayers your way.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Aaron Banks. Yeah, you talked about Alex Mack, Aaron Banks. Breezy, you talked about the running game, the addition of Trey Sermon, Wayne Gallman, who I constantly forget.
He's making
it's going to be revitalized. So the Niners have a pretty nice roster right now, and I think this is the best they've done in a few years at really filling their holes through the draft and free agency. Looks like we lost Mike for a second. But anyways, moving on. We can move on with just you and me till Mike comes back.
Cool.
Let's see. This is the last question before I have a fun question. Here's Mike. Who out of the two would you say needs to have the bigger year for the 49ers to be successful? Dre Greenlaw or Deebo Samuel? Wayne, you can go first.
I would say that Dre Greenlaw has to be have the bigger year. And I think if I'm right about his trajectory and as far as what the linebackers have been doing for San Francisco, Dre Greenlaw will have the bigger year. Deebo Samuel was a gadget guy, right? And so what you really want him to do, and that does not mean he can't run the route tree. I'm not saying that. But the way they've been utilizing him is as a gadget guy. And so he's going to get you big plays. But the question is, you can't always count on him to be on the field all the time. So you want your defense to continue to keep rising to the top. I think somebody just spoke a little bit about defense. Who has the better defense in the division? And that's the question we could probably talk about on another show. But I think it's going to be Greenlaw. Yeah, there it is right there, 49er Empire. Breezy, who has the best defense between our division? It's funny because on paper, you want to say that the 49ers have the best defense. But when we play a team like Seattle, their defense plays better. It's weird. It's so weird. So I think the 49ers have the best pieces, especially with Nick Bosa being back. That pass rush, I think the 49ers should have the best pass rush in the NFC West. As far as which defense is going to be better, I would say the 49ers might have the number one D, but if the offense ain't putting up no points, it could be a problem for the defense.
And that's exactly why I go with Brandon Ayuk. Has to have, it was Deebo.
Deebo.
I'm sorry. That's why I go with Deebo has to have a better year than Dre Greenlaw. That defense is going to be okay. We're going to see more aggression with DeMeco Ryans. He wants to put his stamp on the defense. He does not want to come out here and do what Robert Saleh did. He wants to be different somehow. And he wants a wow factor. Remember my name, my debut season, right? That offense has to produce. That offense has to come out and be on fire. And these wide receivers, we're shown a lot of faith in by this coaching staff by not addressing the position in free agency and in the draft. And so Debo is going to have to really come out here and help out the quarterback, whether it's Jimmy, who we know is comfortable with the short passes to Debo, or if it's going to be Trey, who's going to be the rookie coming in here. It's more important to me for the wide receiver to have a better season than the one linebacker.
All right. I love it. Out of the two, I think I got to agree with you guys. Wide receiver, the conversation this offseason has been who's going to be the 49ers wide receiver 3. We need Debo to prove he can be the wide receiver 2. He hasn't been able to remain on the field. Matt's consistently said there's an issue with his weight, and he's got that hamstring reoccurring injury. So I think he needs to just stay on the field, and if he stays on the field, he will likely have a solid season for the Niners. There's a bunch of comments here. Looks like a lot of people are going with Greenlaw, actually, but that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's not like I want Debo Samuel to be well and do great, right? And I know he's capable of it. To go along with what Matt was saying about his weight, it's not just his weight, man. It's the style of football that he plays. I think these 49ers wide receivers got to start playing a little bit more smart football. And today, and Debo likes to truck, but he's not George Kittle size. You know what I'm saying? Whereas George Kittle is a lot bigger than a Debo Samuel, but Debo plays with that, I could run anybody over mentality. And I think that he needs to get a little bit away from that. Get back to just juking one person, getting out of bounds. If he can't beat the guy on a straight, just get out of bounds, man. Live to the next play. And hopefully we can get some other younger guys in there on some of those gadget plays. The 49ers seem to retool certain guys at certain positions. I don't know if you noticed that, but we might see Richie James do some of that stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Try to get him acclimated into the offense.
Yeah, I just hope Richie James does something because I'm tired of seeing him a couple of yards. That Green Bay game, he showed his potential. I think Kyle just needs to get him more involved. Yeah. And the opportunities are there. He needs to give them to Richie. He gave Dante, it seemed like, time after time, chance after chance. Let's see what Richie can do with the rock, with the competent quarterback who can actually spread the field. All right. Last question. Mike, do you have something to say? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, if you look at Richie James's numbers down the stretch of last season, he got some opportunities, and I think that bore good favor. Another reason why they didn't address the position, he started to kind of come into his own, 38 yards here, 65 yards there, 70 yards here. Like he kind of, earned some good faith with the team. And like you said, that was with quarterbacks who weren't the best. So give him some consistency at the quarterback position and see what he can do.
Yeah, I love that. All right, we're going to wrap things up. Send in your questions, whatever you guys have. We'll love to answer them. The last question I have for you fellas, it's kind of funny. So I'm sure you both know the annual Nathan's hot dog eating contest happened, and the legend Joey Josh Chestnut broke his own record. He's from right around the corner from me, Bay Area of, I believe he ate 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. How many hot dogs could you eat in 10 minutes? Wayne, you first.
2 in a possible. Like, that's ridiculous. Like 2 in a possible. I like hot dogs, but I'm not big on Nathan's hot dogs. So they got to be a brand that I like. I kind of like the Humbles with the snap. You know what I'm saying? And so since Nathan's don't have the snap to it, I probably can only eat 2 in a possible.
Is this with the bread?
With the bread. They dunk them in water.
So that they can go down. And that's even more nasty. Like, I'm just about to gag just thinking about dunking a hot dog in water.
All right, say there's 10K and season tickets on the line for the Niners.
So you didn't say that. All right.
Let's make it spicy.
I don't know, Mike.
With the bread. Do they just go? I know you said they got 10 minutes. Do they just go? Like they just
Yep.
Because their stomach has to. No, I mean, like, do they go? Like
no, they do it for the whole 10 minutes and then they go throw it up.
So they don't dump on stage like while they're sitting there eating that stuff?
No, Mike, that would be nasty.
Oh my god!
And those are regular size hot dogs too, yo.
He says that would be nasty. They're dunking hot dogs in water and eating 76.
Yeah, but can you imagine dunking hot dogs in water and smelling dookie? Like that's ridiculous.
Man, that's gonna this. All right, if there was money on the line and stuff, I say in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I can get through.
See, I'm black. If you would have said chicken wings, oh, I'll do 125 of them joints in 10 minutes. Chicken?
I think I can do 12 to 15.
Dang, Mike, I can't eat hot dogs like that, man.
12 to 15.
Wow.
I could probably get you about 5 or 6 tops. No water.
10 minutes is a long time, bro.
Yeah, but no water though. I'm not dunking my hot dogs in water, dog.
And that's what I don't get because that's expanding the bread inside of you, like you even more full.
It's condensed.
It makes you just swallow it, goop, soup. Like you know what I'm saying? You're not even chewing it.
It's condensed. So they're thinking volume. You get the hot dog bun wet. It's smaller. It's more compact. You could fit more in. They're thinking immediate. They're not thinking what happens after this 10 minutes.
I like
that's your own problem.
Man, I'm with you, dog. Yo, five, maybe 6. No water though. Give me some ketchup, some mustard. I can't do water.
All right, I'm thinking 10K plus season tickets on the line. I could probably scarf down 20.
Yes, that feels about right because I know me. Like if I go to a cookout and like I'm having a good time and I got to stop to eat real quick, I'll get 3 or 4 and eat them in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's different.
If you up next on the spades table or the horseshoe pit, you scarfing them down.
That's different.
I'm with Zach. I mean, I don't think I can do 20 because I've done some stupid challenges before, and I know like you start fast, but then you just hit a wall.
Facts.
And
like, I said, if these was the chicken wings, I'd do like $120. Why is there not a chicken wing eating contest?
Oh, they have those?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, put me on, dog, because I could do that.
We'll have to try to organize something when we go out to Cali. Maybe one of the local spots can host us, and then we do a chicken wing eating contest.
You could do nitty gritty Niners, 49ers, Hive, nothing but Niners.
Yeah,
do a live show.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wing eating contest. Proceeds to charity. Oh, let's
set it up. Let's set it up. We can do it here. We can do it on my pad. We'll grab the wings. We'll grab the hot dogs, and we'll do it all up.
I'm not doing hot dogs, but I'm doing chicken.
Don't give me no hot dogs. Don't give me no hot dogs, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's go. Right. I like it.
I love it. I just had to bring that up. We're gonna take a couple questions here, then we're gonna wrap things up. Let's see. First question. Got to get through all of the hot dog vomit comments in the chat. There was one here. It's not a comment or question. Excuse me. It's a comment. Are either of you guys upset they didn't make an offer for Justin Houston?
I believe that he is the only free agent I would go after. I'm not upset because they signed Samson Ekubam, and from what I'm hearing, they expect D4 to be back and contributing this year.
Are you saying his name? I thought it was Ibukam.
What did I say?
Ekubam.
Did I say Ekubam? I meant to say Ibukam.
He said Ekubam.
Yeah, I put the B and the K in the wrong place. My bad.
Oh, Hodge is down for the chicken wing eating contest. We got to make this happen.
Nah, but Hodges, I can't put his business out there, but Hodge would be dangerous. Hey, is weed legal in Cali?
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting 15 hot dogs. Easy.
Right.
Okay. Easy.
See, we didn't say that. That's why them dudes be smoking.
Yes, they have to.
They got to be on something.
There's no way. 76?
76. He broke his own record. This dude's won like.
That's in 10 minutes. It's only 60 seconds in 10 minutes. How many hot dogs? What's 7?
Can we do a pie
600 seconds.
600 seconds.
Bro, he's eating a hot dog in less than 10 seconds.
That's ridiculous, yo.
Yep. They just swallow them, bro.
That's what I was trying to tell Mike. That's why they dip them in the water.
Yeah.
That's why they don't even drink water as they consuming the water from the bun.
All right. Moving on. Question, Wayne. Did the 49ers make the right choice by drafting Debo over AJ Brown?
Man, that's a great question, Steve. No. I like AJ Brown more than I like Debo Samuel. I think AJ Brown is more of a true wide receiver. I think Debo, and this is no shot to Debo Samuel. I just think that AJ Brown would have been more of a true fit at the wide receiver position for the 49ers. And I think Debo Samuel is just more of a wild card piece that Kyle Shanahan can use at his leisure. And so it depends on what you want. They went with Debo, and so I guess he picked what he wanted. But I think that the right choice would have been drafting AJ Brown. But you looking at it in hindsight.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And this kind of takes me back to the 49ers tipping their hat to these picks early on. If you remember, Kyle coached Debo at the Senior Bowl, and the connection was there. It almost seems like he had that familiarity with him, and he was like, I'm going to rock with him. But I agree with you, Wayne. I think looking back with the benefit of hindsight, AJ Brown, was clearly the better pick. Mike, what do you think? Did they make the right choice by drafting Debo over AJ Brown?
They did. They did, in my opinion. And I like AJ Brown more than Debo. And I agree with everything Wayne said. But I don't think AJ Brown would have been a fit here with Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback. I think they knew that Jimmy had those limitations and he needed the short to intermediate at best. And AJ Brown is a guy that does a little bit more downfield. You know what I'm saying? So I think they drafted for the quarterback that they expected to be moving forward with, honestly.
Okay. All right. I love it. Let me see. Some of these comments are hilarious, man. 10K season tickets, I can do whatever it takes. Maybe even challenge Chestnut himself.
My man high.
Pay out in the bathroom. Yeah, for real. You know how wings are in short supply. You know wings are in short supply across the nation,
That
right?
is true. We got to do chicken thighs now or something. Like, it's crazy, man. The wings are short supply. Buffalo Wild Wings has 0 wings.
That's a trip.
They're serving chicken tenders. And
Look at this comment here from Matt. In the 17 contest, he ate 76 hot dogs, 1776 on 4th of July. We're in the Matrix.
Oh, yeah. We've been in the Matrix, dog.
That's nuts. That is crazy right there.
And his name is Chestnut.
All right, Mike. Melissa, Sanu or Jefferson, who makes it and does more for us?
They're different positions, right?
Yep.
Talking about Tony Jefferson. The
Tony,
safety?
I believe.
Okay. I think I don't think either one of them contribute on the field, but I think Sanu is more valuable to the 49ers. As far as like coaching and more like grooming the young wide receivers. I don't think Jefferson brings much to the table, especially in the safety room. You've got guys who have been in the system for at least 3-4 seasons now. So I don't think that he brings much to us other than availability. And I don't think we're going to need that this year.
Breezie, what do you think?
Whew. I feel like we're more deep at the wide receiver position. So I kind of want to go with the Jefferson. I think he does more for us, being at the fact that you don't know if Tart's going to be able to remain healthy all season long, and we already lost Tavarius Moore. So having an extra veteran safety who can, learn to come in here, learn the system, as long as he don't say no dumb stuff like I ain't playing on no practice squad, he should be straight.
I agree. I'm going with Jefferson just strictly out of needs. I think Sanu, they know what they have in him. Jefferson's more of kind of an unknown variable. Sanu they had on the roster last year. Kyle wasn't. I don't know if he felt that they couldn't benefit from him being there, but Jefferson has proven himself valuable recently. I'd say more recently than Mohamed Sanu. So I'm gonna go with Jefferson, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, safeties they definitely need some production more. Let me see. Next question. Melissa again, is Lakin replacement on our team currently? No, Mike?
No, I don't think so. I think Lincoln is actually probably due for an extension. If he hasn't signed one already, he's a young guy. I think he's still in his 20s. So I don't think there's a need to move on from him, a former first-round pick by the Lions. You're talking about Lincoln Tomlinson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think he's still in his 20s. He might be like
29.
29. Yeah, right? I don't see a need to move on from him. You got another 7 years out of that guy at least. So I would keep him here.
All right. What do you think, Breezy?
Yeah, I agree, man. But I think we have depth, and that's what we need, right? And so I think they offer him some type of an extension. I think he signs it, and he finishes his career here with his good old left tackle partner. He's going to be here for 25,885 billion years. He's going to be here till the dinosaurs come back.
Yeah, if you guys see the clips, there's times where Trent Williams is heated at Lakin Tomlinson on the field.
It's a communication thing, right? And so they gotta. I think season 2 they figure it out.
It seems like they're getting it down.
Oh
You said
God.
there's times where Trent is what?
He's
Oh,
heated.
God.
He's lashing out at
I'm
Lakin.
gonna get off here because I know Mike is about to. Well, go ahead, say what you're gonna say, Mike.
I just didn't hear what he said. That's all. That's all.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Matt, bigger contributor in 2021, D Ford or Jalen Hurd? Back to you, Mike.
I'm going to go with my man Hurd, and this hurts. I think it really comes down to who's on the field more, but putting up more points, keeping the chains moving, red zone, I think Jalen Hurd really comes in here, and you can call it a hot take. I think he comes in as wide receiver 2 on this team, not 3 like people are expecting. So yeah, I'm going to go with Jalen Hurd. D Ford will probably be a rotational guy, third downs and just pass rushing. So productive, yes, but not on the field as much. So I'm going to go with Hurd.
All right, I love it. Breezy, what do you think?
I think they both are rotational guys, Mike. I think Hurd's still learning the offense. I don't think he knows. I know everybody's high on Hurd because what they saw in a damn preseason game against some Dallas Cowgirls. But come on, guys, that was preseason, man. He's never played a snap in the NFL. But with that being said, I'm gonna go Jalen Hurd as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go D Ford. I'm gonna flip it around. I think D Ford has a bigger impact. It seems like the team is really there's a positive vibe surrounding him for I think the first time since he got injured, and I really do think that he's rehabbing and he's on track to return. I hope I don't eat my words. I'm gonna knock on some wood here, but I'm gonna go with D Ford.
How much of a year can Ford have, knowing the money that they signed up, tied up in Sosa? Doesn't that contract kind of force Ford to be just rotational?
What do you mean?
Because he got some decent money, right? This Samson Ebukam.
Well, I think that I get where you're going with this, but I think the fact that you paid Ebukam as insurance, right? And so like you're paying him to be the guy, but you're having D Ford would be, the piece you really want in the game. So you're gonna kind of slowly massage that back into where it needs to be. Shoot, if D4 could play every dirt down, you know what I'm saying, from starting week 3, 4, I'm good. Like, just third down. Like, I don't care. Just come in on third down, go back and have a seat. But he has one job, and his one job will be what? Get to the quarterback, right? And so now I think it was worth the money. I think it's worth the money because now you have a young, fresher D Ford, and then you have an older D Ford who should be rehabilitating from his injury. I think they're doing this. I think they did this dead right. And shout out to D Ford for restructuring too, right? Then he restructured his money.
Yeah, that's what's up. So Samson Ebukam was signed for a 2-year, $12 million, $3.5 million signing bonus, $5 million guaranteed. It's not break the bank money, so
yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. For whatever reason, I thought it was $12 million a year, so not total. So that's my fault. My bad.
Symmetry question, more of a hot take. Wayne Gallman will be more involved than people might think.
Facts.
You guys agree or disagree?
I agree.
Absolutely agree.
I absolutely agree. Listen, those running backs, man, it's going to be Gallman, Sermon, Mostert. Like, that's your 3 running backs right there.
Yep. Out of all the 1-year contracts, who do you want back next year?
DJ Jones.
There's a handful. Who is that? I'm sorry?
I want DJ Jones back.
Jason Verrett.
That's where I'm going, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I love DJ too. Damn, that's my dog. But
I just feel like you get to the quarterback, man, you can go and draft some DBs, man. You're going to have to pay Verrett next year, too. I feel like you have to pay Verrett more money than you'll have to pay DJ Jones, too.
I missed a comment here. Here we go. Who will have the most sacks on the D-line? Bosa, right? I mean, do you have anybody else?
I think Javon Kinlaw going to have more sacks.
I'm going to go with Armstead.
Okay.
Or Armstead. Yeah, the inside guys.
Yep, I'm going to go with Armstead. I think Bosa.
That's
Ford.
why I picked Kinlaw, bro.
Yeah. I get where you're going. They're going
I know you do, right? Right.
I feel you.
That's exactly why I picked Kinlaw. You unleash the beast. He has one job: penetrate the gap, stop the run, and get to the quarterback. This might be a breakout season because they're going to double Bosa.
When the edge guys were healthy, didn't
yes,
Armstead 12.5 or something like that, right?
It was killing. That's why he got paid the money.
Yeah.
49ers, Chanel. 49ers have an Nitty-Gritty Niners on the midnight show. I wish. Not me. Not me.
Wayne can't hang. It's past his bedtime now. I know he's not going to be on the midnight
See
show.
these gray hairs, man? That's because I used to stay up late on them Nothing But Niners.
You're looking like Kyle.
Look at Mike like, shut
up. So then Devo falls or Ayuk?
I think that's probably to me saying that Hurd is the number 2 wide receiver this year. And I think Debo. I think it's Debo. Between the injuries and him being more of a gadget player, I think Debo takes a step back. Ayuk cements himself as the wide receiver one.
Can we stop the numbers, please? Can we just focus on they're just wide receivers? And I don't think Debo takes a step back. I think Debo takes a step forward at what his role is supposed to be. I think Ayuk takes a step forward at what his role is supposed to be. If you want to know as far as who's going to get that, who's going to be the 1,000, how about a better question is which receiver would be 1,000-yard wide receiver? Who would you pick? See, George Kittle, right? Right?
No, hell no.
Because they're going to spread the ball around a little bit.
Right. I think we'd be lucky if we got. I think you see some 850s, 9 something.
Yep.
I doubt you see a 1,000-yard receiver on this team in the next 2 years, and I definitely don't think George Kittle will get 1,000 yards again. Well, wait! Damn it! I got to stop saying that because they've introduced an extra game now. So as opposed to 68, as opposed to 63 or 68 yards a game, it's got to be something a lot lower than that now, right? What is it?
Right.
It's probably like 52 yards or something like that a game. Maybe. Never mind. Maybe we will get one because that extra game is going to be a big difference. So I take that back. So let me answer your question then.
For a spot,
I would say Ayuk. If I had to give one of them 1,000 yards, then I'll give it to Ayuk because that 17th game changes it up a lot.
He was on pace for it last year with Scrubs throwing him the ball. So I like this comment from Debbie. Kyle's trying to recruit Joe to management to get him his ring. He's played his whole career with the team because y'all know the team's going back to the Super Bowl, so the opportunity is there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can't you hire coaches any time of the season?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know the coach hiring rule.
All right.
All right. Who will fill the empty roster slot that was opened up today with the Gary released? Was it
Nathan Jerry
Yeah.
from the Philadelphia Eagles, the linebacker. The guy had an injured Achilles, and he was, limping around camp. I'm not sure who's going to fill the roster spot. Maybe N'Keal Harry.
Oh, all right. I love it. Let me see, Matt. There was a report today that the 49ers may try to rush 500 times. That's an exaggeration, but sounds about right with this group. Yeah, that's a hell of a running group.
The 49ers should try to rush, period.
Yep.
Past second. Like, you know what I mean? They have to get their running game going. And it starts with the guys up front. Healthy offensive line, solid rush game, better for the passing, for the offense.
Yep. Symmetry says, Mike, we're on the same page today. Is everything okay, bro?
I'm sick. It's the Sudafed and stuff, man. I'm on all kind. Yo, I got a box of tissues over here next to me. I'm going off camera to blow my nose and everything. I'm not well. That's why we agreeing so much, bro.
All right, guys. I appreciate your time. We're going to wrap things up there. There's still some more questions, but I really do appreciate you guys coming on. It was kind of a last minute thing, so I really do appreciate both of you guys taking the time. This is a great show. Hopefully we can do it again soon because this was a blast for me. Guys, their handles for Twitter are right on the screen below. Make sure you guys go and follow them. Go and check out Nitty Gritty Niners and Nothing But Niners on YouTube. They're balling out. Go and check out their content. I appreciate both of you. Any final words from you two?
Excellent platform, brother. I need whoever created them avatars, I need a Breezie. So let's go. I need one of those. That way when I do a guest appearance on the show, my joint just pop up. Make me look like the dude from the Boondocks.
Don't. All right.
I just play, yeah.
Hey, man. I love the way both of y'all start y'all shows the countdown thing.
That's like a fire, right?
Like
I got work to do.
What's up? Where's the love? Why are you pulling me up here?
I don't know. I got work to do, bro. As soon as we get off this, I'm gonna fall asleep researching while I'm watching your show. I'm gonna be researching.
I'm gonna say one word: Fiverr. Get everything on Fiverr. The video, bro. You put a request out. You explain what you want. You'll get 30 people from Ukraine offering to do it at pennies on the dollar.
I gotta hit up my Ukraine brothers, yo.
VR.com. Okay, I'm there. I heard
Two
about it.
R's.
2 R's, Mike. 2
2
R's.
R's. I thought it was one. Maybe that's why I was getting a lot of porn stuff when I typed it in before. My bad. Now that makes a lot more sense. Hey, man, final thoughts. I had a lot of fun, man. Thanks for the invite and having me on. And I will do this anytime asked. You guys know that I love just sitting down talking Niners and not having to navigate and stuff. I have a blast. And Breezie, I owe you an apology, man. We could get some 1,000-yard receivers. This extra game, that only makes 58 yards a game.
59, I thought Matt said.
Yeah, well, that's if you round up. It's 58 and some change. So that's not hard at all.
No.
That's not hard at all.
I know.
We might end up with 2,000-yard receivers now. I went from none to 2 because of one extra game. That's crazy, right? But you get 100 yards in one game and 70, 75 from another guy. That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
No, that's doable.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Again, go and follow them on Twitter, subscribe to their YouTube channels. And while you're here, hit that like button and subscribe button here. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Listen away and hit that button. We're out.